Obviously, hasn't necessarily been killing him lots. He's only died once, but as we saw, just VP being able to find other bits of favourable action across the map, getting themselves the kills, and just securing all this space for Ramses, allowing him to keep himself relevant, very much up there. 4-1-4 as well. He's been turning up to the fights very nicely, and just that one bit of kind of a mess up down a little bit caught off guard by the smoke from the escape game, holding him back.
And for this game, it's not the other hero I haven't talked too much about is Miranda, who's actually doing really well on farm. OD in the safe lane hasn't been able to really keep up. So
no, I mean we've obviously seen. I think when they did the animations, the damage that Era can do with the orbs is fair enough, but I guess it's just always going to be one of those heroes that's never going to farm as quick as an Alka, Mirana, or an anti-mage.
The magic from the Mirana as well as the Mana Void, so they can actually blow up the Alchemist pretty well and perhaps force him into BKB. Here, it feels like they're dealing with the Alchemist well enough. It's kind of been period, but that's mostly just attributed to that one death on Anti-Mage, because that's time where he's not farming, Alchemist is farming. Apart from that, it's looking really good for VP. They want to keep fighting though. They want to take advantage of the fact that Alchemist is an item or two short of being ready to get involved. So if they can take fights, it's good for them. But Escape's trying to prevent that from happening by smoking up. This is almost like a Smoke not looking for a team fight, but looking for a pick-off. When you're smoking at this stage with a Bat Rider and an Alchemist who doesn't want to fight, you're just looking for a space-creating pick-off. You get one pick-off, you transition into a tower push, and then you get a kill plus a tower and more time to farm at a time where you're not meant to be stronger than your opponents. Because right now it's VP's lineup who is stronger in the team fight.
It looks like with the smoke, they're not going to find anything. Kelsey does lead forward with the fire cross by the Ancients and such, but VP just not in the neighborhood at the moment. There is a courier at the shop. Is Kelsey going to spot that one out? He's very close to it, and it has got a fair bit on him. Oh, someone's better move it. They will indeed.
He won't play.
Get that the hell out of there. It did have the full Lincolns on.
Full his damage. He would have needed 4 right clicks to kill it. Feels like 3, maybe you go for it, but it wasn't even 3.
Blink on Doom now as well, so Lil, as we saw, went back for the Midas and immediately using that gold to get himself the Blink Dagger. And as talked about in the draft, very crucial that Lil lands those Dooms in these fights. And I guess, are you looking to just straight up get the Doom onto the Omni, or if you see the Alk without the chemical rays, do you just drop it on him? Or are you still worried about the fact that Omni is going to be able to keep the Alk alive through the Doom?
Yeah, and Alchemist just doesn't seem like a good hero to use it on, because he still does a decent amount of damage while Doom. And if he's chemical rays, absolutely not. OD is probably the consideration.
Yeah.
Bat Rider, if you can get the Bat at the start of the fight, we saw that in the Radiant jungle, the Doom Bat Rider led to VP quite a... I ended up because they have died, but it could have been a 2-0. AM didn't get locked down towards the end there, so dooming Bat is good, dooming OD can also be really good for them, but I think Omni is maybe one of the lower priorities to do, just because you can burst down someone else, potentially with a Purge later on, although they haven't got that just yet. Now they're working on getting these double Lincolns here. Both Anti-Mage and Mirana are going to have Lincolns, and that's where the Bat Rider becomes a much lower threat.
It's been, obviously for the Bat, 7Ks. It's been hard for him to really kind of hit it off this game, Kezi. He's 1-5-3. There's
rough laning stage, really. Yeah, it's
and
very
rough fights
late
as well,
late.
as you said, because they do focus him.
Yeah, it's been a good hero for VP to go on. He's kind of led to his demise. It's like they're trying to find Alchemist behind his Manta Illusions, but he's deep in the Radiant jungle. We'll get them into the Radiant jungle, but don't imagine this will amount to much. At some point, it's going to become very wary that 5 heroes are missing from the map, and you kind of start questioning, are they smoking, are they going for Roche? And that's where Escape will group up as 5.
Of course, talking about Roche, it's going to be back up in a very, very short time. Both teams realizing and wanting to look for a fight around it. If they can get a bit of a good start to this, it's going to be nice. Kezu this time, he'll hit the bouncer, jumps in, solos out. Good way to start the fight, especially with Roche respawning right now.
Smart decision to pick up the gem, just meaning you can dominate the map vision, and this is where it gets difficult for VP to make moves when they're playing as blind as they are. The warding game has been very favorable for Escape.
And it's going to be very hard for VP to do anything about this.
Oh, Mantis Star blocks the arrow too.
They are going to attempt for it. Lil actually just waltzing into this one. Concoction's there and the damage coming out.
That's
That is... Yeah.
Doomed an illusion.
Not one of Lil's highlights, that.
I think they put the Lincolns on the illusion and baited it. It looked like it died. Lincolns did after the Doom Monster. Either way, Escape get a big get off. Dazzle's still not back. Oh, only just respawning and they've already lost one, so it'll be a free road chance for Escape. They're playing better, they're making better calls here. They're playing more as a team with their smokes, with their initiations, and that's kind of what they're taking advantage of VP right now with. Because with the level of farm on Anti-Mage and Mirana, and the fact that OD's not as farmed as you'd like him to be, it should be going a bit smoother, and these fights shouldn't be as challenging for VP, but they're just kind of not coordinating as well as Escape are. They're not getting the necessary vision and wards down, and it's costing them.
It really is, and you know, at this point, it certainly feels like a lot of weight going to the way of Ramses. It's going to have to kind of turn into the Ramses show. They're going to come out on top here. Got eyes on Terra in the mid lane. Lil jumps in with Ramses as well, and Mana Void quickly to dispense of Era's life. They're trying for the arrow on top of the Aegis respawn, but a little bit off with the timing.
They went out. They probably want to give up the Sankey here. Nice. Yule will stop the X and doesn't blink out, but he should still live here.
Kezi tried to come in with the lasso, but of course, Lincoln's down and they don't get it.
Couldn't disengage if they get out without casualties, but Eren.
Surrounding no one. They'll drop sanities. That's going to be one. Coming in with the epicenter, though, Pasha. Maybe a bit of a turnaround with a buyback from no one. They want to try and fight this. Arrow going to send through the middle of them, threading the needle quite clear. Hit the concoction. Look at the Moonlight Shadow. Pasha's going to be able to get himself found. No one wanting to desperately find somebody with a buyback. Ramses comes in with a GH there. Kevin's going to be kept safe. And quite cut it back with the Shiva Star. Throwing side from Pasha. Comes through the middle of but he's incredibly low. Pasha plays with his life with the X-Bar, bringing no one back into it all. He's still trying to find what he can with the Star Stone, but he's going to go down a second time. It's a dieback on the Mirana. They'll also lose the Dazzle on the back of it all. VP falling apart in the fight. Ramses will try and do his best to skip the creeps in the middle, but that's a painful fight indeed for no one, getting set back twice there.
Yeah, I think the shot calling just a little bit off. They take the Aegis out and they can just back off for free, but they get caught on the retreat. It turns into, oh, let's save Sanking, he's been X'd, and it should have just been, let Sanking try and juke his way out of that one, but don't die trying to save him or help him, and in the end they just kind of end up dying one by one because they're trying to each save a teammate and Escape getting away with the bit there as could have just been a clean Aegis. And that's a easy Doom kill.
That's a lot of damage coming out from Koifer at this stage. I mean, he is 6-slotted, and Lil, he's got to pretty much get himself in the team fight. I mean, going out on his own now, as we see, it's just so risky for Lil on his own.
Got to respect the catch of the Bat Rider, even the OD with the Astro can set things up and buy time for teammates to arrive. But Repelled OD, very just challenging to fight into, and they've still got no counter to the Repel or the GA right now. They talked about Miranda just not being a defusal hero, and he's gone to Lincoln's build, which to me is still the right build, even given the nature of Omniac being on the other team. But perhaps it's time for Doom to exchange out the Alpha Wolf for a Purge Creep.
No one trying to look for Kezu, but the backups there from Escape Gaming. Escape Gaming can turn a fight. Now start to lay down the damage onto Ramses. The Lincoln has been robbed. Kezu trying to get himself in for the lasso. The heavy from Patrick. He jumps back in. Ramses in. Purifies himself, keeps him alive. Kezu also going to survive in this. VP have lost two, maybe even more. They'll bring back Ramses. Ramses to fall as well. No one leaps away. Lincoln's will protect him from the concoction. He'll get himself out, but again, VP starting to fall apart. They've got to buy back on Ramses. They need to do something here on the defense as Escape, putting heavy pressure onto the bottom tier 3.
They have a lasso. If they can catch Anti-Mage here, it's almost game over, but they've got to break his Lincolns first.
Fortification comes out, but the tier 3's already gone, and Escape Gaming highly likely to stick around for the pressure here. They know that they've really hit their stride, and so far early in game 2, I mean game 1 obviously a bit of a shambles for VP. VP having a few of their moments in game 2, but now at this stage, Escape Gaming just hitting the flow, hitting the momentum. We saw obviously recently the dieback from no one, and now the fact that Ramses had to spend the buyback. It's going to make it a lot harder for them to keep as relevant as quite for this game. The Doom will be dropped on Terra. Coming in with the boat strike. They need to find the kills here for the boat. Flying through the 3-man turn. Beautiful shot from Lapsor. The Graves themselves is trying to get themselves away, Ramses. But he's going to be X back. This is almost certainly going to be a dieback from the aim, and they're just going to call it even before Ramses goes down. GG, well played. And VP just struggling in this series, and all things said and done, a very, very impressive showing from Escape Gaming. Even in game 2, where it did seem like VP came up to this match with a bit more